Hello and welcome to One Club Champ. We are in the year 2030 and we are in our third season in the Premier League. After our update where we finished 6th, we had a whole summer to kind of rebuild the team, and we are going to be in this episode today, we're going to be basically focusing on the transfers and then playing the first game of the season. We have Spurs at home. They won the league last year and the season before that, and they have Pochettino back as the manager, so they finished first the last 2 seasons in a row. Not the type of team you want to play on the first game of the season, as you are still kind of getting that familiarity up with your tactic. So let's go to the squad. Let's take a little look at who we have brought in. And so let's start out with probably our best signing of the summer. This is Fabiano. Fabiano is 21 from Brazil. He's capped at U20 level, and he gives us the option of playing both the false 9 position and advanced forward. Now we've gone pretty much we've always gone with 2 advanced forward strikers, and that hasn't really been able to give us someone that could just drop deep. Certainly Lucas Potler is not that type of player. So here is Fabiano. We've bought him from basically Brazil, and he's come in. How do we pronounce this? Flamengo, I believe it is. And we paid 15.25 million for him. He's managed to score 53 goals in 132 league games, and he arrives in Bucks as the number 11. So that's Fabiano. I think he's got some great stats. I mean, and he's, as a 21-year-old, he's got 4.5 star potential. I think he could be an excellent signing. Going through, we've brought back on loan Marcantoni. Tiziano Marcantoni won Fans Player of the Year 2 seasons ago, and we brought him back on loan from Inter Milan. And he's a towering centre-back that has some really good statistics, just as a kind of no-nonsense type defender. Very one-footed, only really good on his right side, but an excellent defender. And he will sit next to Aditya Sekan in the back line. We've brought in Ibrahima Ndiaye. Now, again, 22... value is at 3.1 million. He is capped in an under 20 level. He's had a few kind of loans around the grounds in the Championship last year, but comes from Man City. We picked him up on a free transfer. We're paying him $8,000 a week. He's got a bit of potential, but in our formation as a right-sided attacking player, look at the attributes that we have. He's got passing of 15, technique of 16, crossing and dribbling is 16 each. He's got pace, acceleration, lacks a little bit in strength, but he is 6'1". So, give him a go. Let's see how he does. We signed Carlos Morales. Now, he doesn't stand out again as a superstar player, but we found him playing out in the second division of Brazil. And he's got good experience for a 23-year-old. We've, dropped 1.9 million on him, and I think, he could do okay. He's not going to set the world alight. He's capped at under 20 level for Argentina, and we brought him in as an emergency backup. But he is 6'2". He's got some good ball-winning statistics. The things that what I was looking to do in centre midfield, last year we had Luke May and Maluleki. Maluleki has gone. He has gone to Paris Saint-Germain. Let's have a look. I can't type here. So we sold him to Paris Saint-Germain. They came in with a solid £40 million offer. So we kind of, considering we signed him for free from the South African Premiership at Orlando Pirates, for 40 million, we had to accept that. That was a bid you don't turn down. And obviously Luke May was never one of our players, so he went back to Watford. So we're now looking at a new centre midfield partnership. We signed Carls, who was on loan from Barcelona. We signed him on a free transfer, 23 years old. We won't spend too much time on the backup goalkeeper, but he's got some good potential, capped at under 19 area. He will sit on our bench. He fits our formation as a sweeper keeper, so welcome back to the club. We've also, again, this is a kind of uninspired signing, but we have picked up a guy called Neil Carline. Now, things I like about Neil, again, we were looking for something else other than a deep line playmaker and an advanced playmaker. He's got box-to-box midfielder as a full role, so it gives us that variety. High technique. He's 22. We've signed him for 52k. He was never really given a chance at Norwich, so welcome to Aylesbury, Neil Carline. Things I like: he gets forward, arrives in the opponent area late, and doesn't dive into tackles, so hopefully we won't get any red cards from him. Work rate at 17, stamina at 16. He will be good coming off the bench in the last few minutes of a game to kind of try and hold it down a little bit. So that's Neil Carline. Bit of a punt on that guy. This kid, 5-star potential. Brazilian wing back, complete wing back. He's only played 4 times. He's 19 years old. With that 5-star potential, so many good things about him in terms of the pros and cons. Things I like, obviously dribbling and crossing as a fullback. We've got the pace and acceleration here. He's going to be, I think, a wonder kid. He might not have that media description, but I like him a lot. So that's Glauber. Here's Charles Tete. Now, Charles, if you just look straight at his advanced forward stats, he's a backup striker, but he's got 16 pace, 16 acceleration, aggression 17. I like that if we was a pressing forward. Dribbling of 16. Could be better in the box in terms of technique and finishing. But here's the things I like. First of all, free transfer, so we didn't spend any money. And if you look at his stats down here in the non-competitive, he's banged in 16, 17, 16, 14, 18, 22, 14, and 16. He's basically scored double figures in the reserves for his club for about 5 years. He's never been given a chance, and as you can see, he's already valued at 11 million. He's the type of kid that we could bring off the bench. Now look at his pre-season. Scored 7 goals. We gave him 2 starts and had 5 appearances off the bench. And I know pre-season obviously is not much to pick up, but he has some potential and as an impact sub to come on. This is Junior Velasco, another right-sided midfielder. Last year we only had Kovacic and Kane Posher. So he comes in, he's 23, all right, and he's Colombian under-20 international. Again, corners, crossing, aggression, natural fitness, acceleration, and high on technique. And I love this long throws. If you've seen our tactic, he will do very well. Put 2.4 million out for him. Look at this, 20 assists. Found him in the first division of Colombia. So that is Junior Velasco. All right. Another uninspiring signing, I'm sure. You're looking at this going, what are you doing signing all these guys with 2 stars and 1 stars? Again, we wanted some variation. So here's a ball-winning midfielder. He's 6'2", tackling of 12, passing of 13, got some work rate, got some good physicals. He again is the type of kid that we would bring on in the last few minutes of a game. And you never know. If you don't gamble on players like Maluleki, you never get to their chance to see them develop. So we bring him in too. Here is Gabriel Johnson. Now he was signed from the Australian Premier Division. Fits our tactic pretty well as a backup fullback to Lorik. And I like him a lot. He's got some pretty good standard stats for the fullback, 6 foot, and he's a Swedish international. Again, he's worth 11 million, and we signed him on a free. Francesco Fontana, we won't spend too much time on him. third choice goalkeeper, loanee from Juventus, and there you go. Welcome to the club, Fontana. He's not even going to get a face in here. This is Guido Ojeda, and again, a right-sided midfielder from Paraguay, 20 years old, 4.5-star potential. This kid, I think, is going to have an exceptional season. We've been playing him right mid in pre-season, and he's had 3 assists from 3 appearances and a goal. Unfortunately, he pulled a thigh muscle, so he isn't going to play against Spurs. But I'm happy with this kid, 20 years old, under 21 cap as well. And I think we paid a little bit of money for him. Yeah, 1.1 million. Again, if you see his stats, doesn't stand out as a world beater, but for Aylesbury, these are the types of players that we need to bring in. And there you go. They are our signings. We said goodbye to Maloulecki for 40 million, with the hope that if we move this fella inside into his position and play him in the advanced playmaker role, he can develop into a world beater. He's a wonder kid right now. So cross fingers. What do I see here? DS Funchal, who is our main guy, our main top striker, and I've just seen that he is wanted by no less than Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern, PSG, and then Norwich and Watford. Good luck, Norwich and Watford. It is going to take something special to let him go. He has a release clause of 84 million. So let's do this straight away. We will put his value at 84 million, and we'll confirm and leave it at that. Unless they give 84 million, he is going nowhere. So there you go. That's our update, and we're going to move to the match preview. We've got Spurs. I'm really not looking forward to this first game. This is our setup. Morales is going to play as the DLP. Kovacic moves as the advanced playmaker. I was debating about playing Carrizo in there. And in fact, what I might do with Carrizo here is just give him the no-nonsense fullback role. Mbayo will stay in there. And here we go. This is going to be our signing, our let-up. We've got a new partnership with Fabiano and DS Funchal. We'll see how that goes. Potler is obviously on the bench and actually had a good season last year. Spurs will line up in a 4-2-3-1, and we expect them probably in here with these 3 centre midfielders to dominate us. So we might need to address that with some of the tactics that we're going to employ. But cross fingers, let's see how we go. Kicking off our 2030-2031 season, our 3rd year in the Premier League. First 5 minutes, we've had 3 shots to none. High line of deep. They've got the ball. It's gone out to Andre Pablo on a wide. 1-0 down. Bettanin puts Spurs 1 up. We got a nice narrow block there, but unfortunately, once they get that load over there on the right hand side, that's a finish. That is a finish from Bettanin there. Always hard to play basically the league champions the first game of the season. They've won it 2 years in a row. We might have a problem with centre midfield this year because we had such a good relationship with Luke May and Maloulecki, and now we've got a young partnership in Morales and Kovacic. But you've got to play these kids to get them to develop. Update on Jan Moravec. Jan Moravec has gone back to Real Madrid. They took him on a 2nd year loan. So goodbye. We'll take the loan money and they will pay his wages, and hopefully he'll play. Well, we got a long throw in from Carrizo. Chance there. Probably should have scored. In the pre-season predictions, they predicted that DS Funchal would potentially finish top goal scorer this year in the league. Fabiano has got injured. He's only at 60% now. He's taken a knock, and we might have to change him out if he doesn't recover. Long throw from Umbeyo. And now the counter is on with Andre Pablo. Marcatoni. Carrizo with the ball. Drops it back to Adita Secan. Carrizo into Diaz Funchal. Nods it off to Alabaster. And then Carrizo just pumps it forward. We give the ball away, and Spurs now are attacking our goal, driving forward. Kovacic, lovely ball into Diaz Funchal. Good save, good save. All right, that was promising there from Morales and Kovacic, winning the ball back, playing it into Diaz Funchal. Good save by the Spurs goalkeeper. Spurs got a lot more possession than us at 62% to our 38%. And to be expected, really, they have got the better team. And you know what? Matty Dunn saying that we really can't do much but sympathise with the boys. Let's give them that. But also tell them that they're not bad, but they can improve. We can always play better. We're going to have to take off Fabiano, disappointingly, because he's only at 69%. So Fabiano is going to come off. And we could go with Poplar up top and see if we can get something from him, or maybe Stamankovic. Or, you know what I think we'll do? We're going to change it up. I'm going to bring on Neil Carline for his debut. I'm going to play him in here and switch him as a box-to-box midfielder. And let's move Kovacic into the advanced playmaker role. And let's give this a little go. Play Kovacic in his preferred place. Now, Ndai is going to be my first kind of thing to watch here. The right-sided midfielder hasn't been in the game. He's got a 6.4 rating. And let's see if we can get Kovacic on the ball. DS Funchal picks up the first yellow card of the season, not only for himself but for our club. As you all know, we have a pretty aggressive team that we have built by high press and tackling hard. Let's give them a quick... got a highlight. I was about to say a quick shout of demand more. Andre Pablo with the ball out wide right, drops it to Bravo, and they drop it all the way back to the Spurs goalkeeper. They are knocking it around with some class, this Spurs team. Declan Rice dropping it back to Bravo. Now Carrizo's got it. Carrizo back to Adita Secan. Deary me, Carrizo. Oof, he's hit that with some power. I think Carrizo has been given the ball away just a little bit too much on the left-hand side, and that's maybe down to the tactical switch that we gave him we gave him the instruction of basically no nonsense. So, I'm telling him to smash it long. Let's pause and let's just address that a little bit. I think what we can do here is let's put him as a wing back and attack. And just give him the license to go a bit more forward and maybe possess the ball a little better. Yeah, pass it shorter. Okay. What do we want to do here? Ndai, let's take him off. And you know what? I think we should let's give Glauber a go over here. We'll give him give him a support role. And I think that will do nicely. So yeah, 2-0 down with around about 25 minutes to go. We've had more chances, but Spurs are the better team here by far. And our little tactical switch of putting Kovacic just in behind Diaz Funchal, that really should be 3-0. Boys, come on. Okay, highlight to us, and Bayo throws it back to Mark Antony, switches it over to Adita Secan and drops it back to Malero, switching out, point of attack, out to Carrizo, and there he is, going down the left-hand side. Morales into Carline, our box-to-box free signing for 52k, out to Glauber, our Brazilian wonder kid. Oh, just drop it back there, buddy. Alright, free kick. Carrizo stands over the ball, drops it over the back line. Diaz Funchal is in and blazes it past the post. We got a corner here. Alabaster steps up, swings it in. Get it back out. You do not. Why would you do that? You're the fullback. Just drop it back out and cross it in again. Ten minutes to go. And I think what we'll do is we'll make a quick sub here. We'll give Potler a little run out, and just see what we can do. Last 5 minutes. Gotta love Lucas Potler's tash. Free kick to Spurs, and what is that? It's a penalty. Beautiful. So VAR intervenes, gives a penalty to Spurs, and there you go. It is now 3-0 to Spurs on the first game of the season. Slightly an unfair scoreline, but this is why Spurs are champions, and that is the level that we're trying to get Aylesbury to. But I don't know, do we really want to go on about some positives in there? Mbayo has made his 100th career and 100 career appearance. We had a few more boys make their debut, and we'll tell the team that's disappointing. A 3-0 home defeat of the season against Spurs is not how you want to open up, but I guess best thing is that we don't have to play Spurs again now for a while, and much more work to do with our team here. Fabiano's injured; he's out for a day or two. I think we'll be just fine. We've got a bit more kind of preparation to do. We've got to think about the centre of midfield with Luke May and Maloleki off, and we'll move forward. All right, third season in the Premier League. We're trying to break into again the top 6. We were going to be having a European adventure this year. The next update will most likely be our first ever European game, and we'll update from there. All right, everybody, come on the Ducks.